There is no need to ask anyone for anything because whatever is destined for you will come to you at the right time given by God. I have now learned to enjoy solitude as superficial relationships no longer appeal to me. Don't waste time aimlessly, for time has no leisure to give you a second chance. Therefore, whatever you wish to start, begin it today and now. Now, my only thought is that whatever I had to endure, I've endured. Now it's time to live for myself. We don't always make the decisions in life. Sometimes, time makes decisions for us. The path of life is always filled with struggles. Those who don't fear, who don't stop, are the ones who make history. Sometimes we break, sometimes we fall apart. But it's the struggles that refine us. Stay happy, because being sad will never lighten your pain. Honestly, life is just a play, a divine drama. There's no need to take it too seriously. Learn to be happy. Your efforts may fail, but the lessons you learn will always help you. Today, you're fire. Tomorrow, you'll be water. And in the end, we all fade away in one form or another. So stay happy, thinking that what was good. What is better. And what will come will be the best. Childhood was lost in the temptations of youth, and youth was lost in the race for success. In reality, people don't live, they just run. What is not destined for you will never come, no matter how much you cry. So wipe your tears and move forward. When you hold someone's hand, hold it forever, because life is to be lived together, not to be walked alone. Whether the lamp is made of clay or gold doesn't matter. What matters is how much light it provides in the darkness. Similarly, it doesn't matter whether your friend is rich or poor. What matters is how they stand by you in times of trouble. Only those who are accustomed to building relationships, not breaking them, can maintain them. Learn to forget, because one day this world will forget you too. Don't give your heart and trust to anyone because people break them and take them back. People talk about trust, but they deceive you. Nowadays, people may speak of love, but if only their hearts truly carried that love. There's no certainty in fate or in those close to us. Both can change at any moment. Just because someone speaks sweetly doesn't necessarily mean they're good. Live today, forget the worries of tomorrow. A person who is always entangled in the concerns of the past or the future will never find true happiness. True happiness in life can only be found when you learn to enjoy the present. The past and future have no real existence. They only live in your mind and thoughts, but in reality, they hold no significance. You live in the past and future only in your mind and emotions, but what you truly have is the present. This is the moment you truly live in. If you keep your mind and thoughts tangled in the past or the future, remember, you will never be truly happy. If you want to be happy, leave all your worries behind and live in the present moment. When you embrace the present and live today, you will truly feel happiness. Never become too attached to anyone because the person you are most attached to will, at some point, cause you pain. It is because of attachment that you go crazy behind someone. It is also due to this attachment that you have to endure humiliation, and many become so blind in their attachment that they can't even see their own disrespect. Even though that person does not respect you, you keep running after them. Attachment blinds you so much that you can no longer differentiate between truth and falsehood. You fail to see the true nature of a person and get trapped in their sweet words. No matter how much pain they cause you, you keep believing in them. If you want to understand someone's true nature, first step out of your attachment. In reality, it's not relationships that cause pain, but attachment does. The day your attachment ends, no relationship will be able to hurt you, because then nothing will affect you. Never form a relationship that is too deep. When you make a very deep connection with someone, your life starts revolving around that person. Your happiness, your sorrow, everything comes under their control. But remember, when any relationship becomes too deep, it will only bring you pain. If you look at your life carefully, you'll realize that the most pain you have experienced comes from the relationships where you were most attached. Once there was a great singer in the king's court. His voice was so sweet that people couldn't stop praising him. His name was Ghananand. He fell deeply in love with a dancer in the king's court. Ghananand decided that he would sing only for his lover and no one else. One day, the king ordered that some important guests were coming and Ghananand would have to sing for them. When Ghananand heard this, he refused, stating that he would sing only for his lover. The king, upon hearing that his lover was the dancer in his court, sent for her, asking her to convince Ghananand to sing for the guests. When Ghananand told his lover that he would only sing for her, she asked him to obey the king's command. He was so deeply in love with her that he agreed to her request. Ghananand performed for the guests. After they left, the king decided that a person who wouldn't listen to the king and only obeyed his lover should be cast out of the kingdom. The king exiled Ghananand from the kingdom. When Ghananand went to his lover and asked her to leave with him, she refused. She said the king was happy with her and that she would stay. Because of his punishment, he had to leave. Ghananand's heart was broken. He cried for his lover, but she remained unaffected. Eventually, Ghananand left the kingdom and spent his life in search of God. He went on to become a great yogi. This story teaches us that the world never values your emotions or love. You can make as many relationships as you want, but if you form a deep connection with someone, it will only bring you pain. Therefore, treat the outer world with kindness, but avoid forming deep connections within. I hope this captures the essence of what you wanted to convey. Let me know if you'd like any adjustments. You should never try to prove yourself to anyone. Everyone is constantly striving to show who they are, how important they are, and how they should be perceived differently from the rest. But remember, if you keep trying to show that you are special, the world will only make itself appear even bigger before you. Everyone is trying to prove their worth. So why are you trying to make people see you as special? If you truly are special, you don't need to tell anyone or prove it. Your uniqueness will naturally be evident to others. In this world, no one considers anyone less than themselves. Everyone thinks they are unique and exceptional. It is human nature to consider oneself the most unique. But the wisdom lies in not falling into that illusion and avoiding the madness of proving yourself to the world. An ancient Greek saying goes that when a person is born, God whispers in their ear, "You are the most special. There is no one like you." And the person takes that joke seriously. Everyone believes they're the most special person in the world. But true wisdom and understanding lie in not getting caught up in showing others how great you are. The truth is, people who truly matter don't need to prove anything. Their actions and character speak for themselves. Those who constantly try to show that they are something only receive disappointment from the world, as no one gives much importance to someone's pretense in this world. So, remember, if you are truly special, you don't need to tell the world. Stay true to yourself and let your actions define who you are. Sometimes, you have to walk your path alone. If you keep being a part of the crowd, you will get lost in it, and your own identity will disappear. If you want to create a unique identity, your destination must be unique, and the path you choose should be your own. So, don't follow what the world is doing. Do something that will make the whole world stop and watch in awe. Never beg for love from anyone in this world. Love doesn't come from begging. It comes on its own. If someone truly loves you, you will never have to ask them for love. They will give it to you without saying anything, without any conditions. If you are having to beg for love, it's clear that that person does not love you. A mother's love is never asked for. She showers it on her children unconditionally. Love is an emotion that cannot be asked for or taken. It flows from the heart naturally. If you have to ask for love in any relationship, it is the most painful one. In such circumstances, it's better to end that relationship and detach yourself from it. Love is not something to beg for. It is a feeling meant to be given and received. The person who truly loves, you can never withhold their love. Therefore, learn to value yourself. Don't waste your life on someone who doesn't love you. Anyone who embraces the teachings of the Bhagwat Gita will find that no matter how big the difficulty, it will be overcome with a smile. These days, those who create conspiracies come in the form of sweet words. But what's the use of love that brings you nothing but pain and tears? Whether times are good or bad, they eventually pass. But the words and people in our lives always remain in memory. This world has made us so lonely that now solitude feels the best. The lessons and experiences gained through sorrow and trouble can never be taught in any school. People who speak sweet words often teach us that bitter people bring the truth to our lives. When it comes to faith and belief, they are no different from definitions. If everyone thought alike, there would be no religious or atheist. Everyone would simply be real. Therefore, whether the favor is small or large, never forget it. And when someone does you a favor, don't try to show it. Stay away from pride and arrogance, because time can change everything. In one moment, you can fall from great heights, just as love is like surgery that changes the heart of anyone. People who only show off their appearance, their faces remain the same, but their words and thoughts constantly change. Sometimes, the path and destination aren't set according to our plans, but the real way of life is one we create ourselves. Sometimes expectations play tricks on us, and all we can do is stand with our own life. The person who is special to us is often the one who hurts us the most. They have time for everyone, but when it comes to us, they distance themselves. Sometimes, emptiness is necessary in life because that's when we meet ourselves and dive deep into our soul. A bond formed through hard work always remains strong, while one formed through flattery fades away quickly. Those who pretend to always be happy are often the most troubled. True peace lies in knowing yourself. Never forget that when everyone is a king, our favorite things lose their value. The dreams we once considered part of our life are now shattered. People tell us to only talk to those we like, but in truth, we should talk to those who want to listen to us and understand our thoughts. Keep your thoughts and intentions pure, and nature will take care of your troubles. And oh God, never let me become a burden on anyone's heart. Whoever wishes to distance themselves from me, let them go before I ever hold on to them. These days, people fear committing sins. But remember, if you are truly good and righteous, difficulties will come your way, because the world never understands real truth. Remember, the person you love the most will often cause you the most pain. You should never try to prove yourself to anyone. Every person spends their life trying to prove who they are, how important they are, and how they are different from everyone else. But remember, if you keep trying to show that you are special, the world will try to show you as even less important. Everyone tries to prove their worth. So why should you try to make people see you as unique? If you are truly special, you don't need to tell anyone. Your uniqueness will show itself naturally. No one sees themselves as inferior. Everyone thinks they are unique and exceptional. It's human nature to think of oneself as special, but true wisdom lies in not falling into that illusion and avoiding the madness of proving yourself to the world. There is an old Greek saying, when a person is born, God whispers in their ear, "You are the most special, no one is like you." And the person takes that as a serious truth. Everyone thinks they're the most important person in the world. But true knowledge and understanding lie in not getting caught up in proving how great you are. The truth is, those who are truly important don't need to prove anything. Their actions and personalities speak for themselves. Those who constantly try to prove their worth will eventually be disappointed, because no one in this world gives importance to someone's true nature. So remember, if you are really special, you don't need to tell the world. Just be yourself, and your actions will speak for you. Sometimes you have to walk alone. Being part of the crowd all the time will make you lose yourself, and your identity will get lost in the crowd. If you want to make your own identity, your destination and path must be unique. Therefore, don't do what everyone else is doing. Instead, do something that will amaze the world. Never beg for love from anyone. Love doesn't come from begging. It comes on its own. If someone truly loves you, you will never have to ask for their love. They will give it to you unconditionally. If you have to beg for someone's love, it's clear that they don't love you. A mother's love is never asked for, she showers it on her children naturally. Love is a feeling that cannot be begged or taken. It flows from the heart. If you have to beg for love in a relationship, it is probably one that will cause the most pain. In such situations, it's better to end that relationship and separate yourself from it. Love is not something to be begged for. It is something that is given and received freely. If someone truly loves you, they cannot stop themselves from loving you. Therefore, learn to value yourself. Don't waste your life on someone who doesn't love you. Anyone who adopts the teachings of the Bhagwat Gita will find a way through every challenge, no matter how big, with a smile on their face. These days, the people who plot against you come with sweet words. But what's the use of that love that brings you only pain and tears? Whether the time is good or bad, it always passes. But the words and people that enter our lives stay with us forever. This world has made us so lonely that now loneliness feels like the best company. The lessons and experiences learned from pain cannot be taught by any school. People filled with sweet words teach us that often it is the bitter ones who bring truth into our lives. When it comes to faith and religion, they are no different from definitions. If everyone's thinking were the same, there would be no religious or atheistic person. Everyone would just be real. Therefore, whether a favor is big or small, never forget it. And when someone does a favor for you, don't try to show it. Stay away from pride and arrogance, because time can change at any moment. You can fall from a height in the blink of an eye, just like love can be like surgery, which changes the shape of one's heart. Those who only show off always have the same face, but their words and thoughts change continuously. Sometimes the path and destination do not align with our expectations, but the true path of life is one we carve out ourselves. Sometimes hopes play tricks on us, and then we must stand firm with our own lives. The people who are most special to us are often the ones who hurt us the most. They always have time for others, but when it comes to us, they create distance. Sometimes in life, emptiness is necessary, because it is at those times that we meet ourselves and dive deep into our soul. If a relationship is built with effort, it remains strong, but those built with flattery disappear quickly. Those who always pretend to be happy are the ones struggling the most, because true peace is found in knowing yourself. Never forget that when everyone is a king, even our favorite things fade from our hearts. The dreams we once held dear have scattered, and people tell us to talk to only those we like. But in reality, we should talk to those who listen to us and understand our thoughts. Always keep your thoughts and intentions pure, and nature will take care of your problems. And, oh God, never let me be a burden on anyone's heart. If someone wants to distance themselves from me, make them do so before I even realize it. Nowadays, people fear committing sins. But remember, if you are a true and good person, hardships will come your way because the world never understands true goodness. Remember, the person you love the most will eventually hurt you the most. Dash. This translation retains the emotional tone and depth of the original text while presenting it professionally in English. To ignore someone, lend them something in such a way that they forget you. People will not look at you, but at themselves. Therefore, a good person will see the good in you, while a bad person will only see the bad. Many things in life are understood not by words, but by experience. If you want to succeed in life, stop looking back. You will do what you think, and you will become what you do. Life is only lived once, and it's up to you whether you live it in laughter or tears. Never step into a place where there is no respect, and never disrespect someone where there is respect. Those who narrow their thinking not only fail to progress themselves, but also prevent others from progressing. Strengthen your mind in such a way that you stop taking everything others say personally. The problem arises when you dedicate your life to people who aren't willing to pay any price for you. Breaking someone's trust, especially after you've promised them trust, is the greatest sin. The most pain comes when your own become strangers. It's in times of need that those you never imagined would help come through. Where there is no rain, crops wither, and where there are no morals, humanity fades. Life has taught us to compromise with wisdom. Remember, your actions speak louder than your words. Some relationships make you feel it's better to be alone than to endure disrespect. Make friends with love, but if you want to show respect to a man, give the same respect to a woman. If someone blocks you on the phone, it doesn't matter. Some relationships need to be blocked from the heart. People who say, "I don't have time," actually don't consider you important enough. Keep speaking in life because your silence is often mistaken as consent. Your opinion matters, otherwise, you'll remain silent and others will continue to think their words are right. A foolish person doesn't only harm themselves, but also those who support them. It is said that religion is more important than money. But when extra money is paid to get early access to the temple, this definition changes. Remember, the person you talk to the most is also the one who will bring you the most pain. If one person keeps teaching you the same lesson over and over, the fault lies not with them, but with you. Never lie to someone who trusts you, and never trust someone who keeps lying to you. No one truly belongs to anyone. Everyone has their own self-interest. Relationships are also formed and broken on this basis. Sometimes you need to let go of certain people, because if you don't, they will leave you with nothing. Never trust someone who reveals other secrets. Everyone has intelligence, but whether they choose cunning or honesty depends on their values. Cunning shines for a short time, but honesty shines forever. Maintain your financial situation thoughtfully and balanced. If your situation is good, people will start borrowing from you. And if it's bad, they won't respect you. Therefore, keep your joys and sorrows to yourself and not for others to see. Learn from fruits that enhance their taste even with salt, while some people, despite eating sweets, spread poison. Keep your dignity so that people never see you as worthless. You often think of not hurting others, but sometimes think that their words can also hurt you. People often say things from the heart under the guise of jokes. If you want to achieve something in life, dedicate all your energy and focus on it. And trust me, it will come to you. Excessive show-off beyond one's means leads a person to debt and struggle. I've observed that people quickly tire of maintaining relationships. One thing I've learned from Ravana's life is that whether it's a brother or a friend, one should always keep their secrets to themselves. Tears in the eyes and stories in the heart are not always understood by others. Life throws you to a point where you expect to become better. People often say, "My heart is like stone, so it's hard to melt." Now, what can I say? I don't know what I can or cannot do. I just know that I don't want to change like the weather. And because of this, never try to change yourself. Those who truly like you will make some adjustments for you. Those who love a betrayer too much often end up broken. A proud person has no God, a humble person has no neighbor, and an angry person has no friend. If there's a misunderstanding, talk to the person involved, because if you talk to others, it may escalate. I've spent an entire lifetime loving you, but I feel fortunate to have met you without doing anything. If no one is there to support you in your success, failure still seems beautiful. When someone truly supports you, it's hard to sleep at night. You must live with honesty throughout the day. People never respect you without reason. So make yourself so successful that people respect you without any reason. There was a time when we felt important because we were important in others' lives. But here, nothing changes. A few people will cry without me, but only for a few days. My absence will be felt in your life far longer. People who speak for no reason are the ones I'm looking for. It's fine to dream about a job and aspirations, but to live those dreams, you need to become the owner. Sometimes, sleep fades away in the midst of a gathering of hearts, because it's not easy to forget someone and fall asleep. I stay silent to avoid causing a spectacle. Why you think I have no complaints against you? It's better to stay silent and smile than to speak about the pain and get labeled as someone who complains. People say women never give up, but in reality, they are made to give up. They are scared by the thought of what will people say. A person who speaks clearly and directly might sound harsh at times, but that person will never deceive you. When I'm upset, I don't know where to go. I will just give a hint and I will melt. I too feel pain, but the thought that you can live without me helps me gather courage. What's not in your destiny can never be attained through tears. Do not be happy by deceiving someone. When the cycle of karma returns to you, you'll be left with nothing. Will the world steal our happiness? We live by sharing our joy with others. Only share your pain with those who truly have the capacity to understand it. Never console yourself with the thought that no one is too busy to spare time for you. We often get upset over people who don't even understand our struggles. Stop trying to find your place in others' lives. Trust me, you will find true happiness. Remember, not every relationship is as special as it seems. Those who seem close might end up deceiving you. Adopt an attitude in life where you respond to people the way they treat you. In tough times, if someone leaves your side, understand that they were never truly yours. The people I repeatedly gave chances to ended up betraying me. Even complaints have their dignity, and that's why they shouldn't be made to everyone. Fear doesn't come from wounds anymore, but from attachments to people. I've seen this world closely, and now I'm sitting far away, trying to understand it. True success is about achieving more than what others expect from you. If you want to do something different in life, you must choose a path that is not followed by the crowd. The crowd offers support, but it also makes you lose your individuality. The greatest fear in this world is losing yourself, and only someone who has lost someone dear can understand this. They say, those who are meant to leave under any circumstance, but those who are meant to stay remain with you no matter what. I've noticed that when the heart breaks, the face loses its shine. If love is true, its memories leave pain in the heart. That moment when you wish to look forward, but can't, it's the hardest feeling. Never expect too much from anyone, because people don't value you as much as you think they do. Why cry over someone whose presence or absence doesn't matter to you? Some people came into my life, and due to their arrogance and self-importance, they made themselves more expensive than they truly were. I trusted some cheap people, and they betrayed me. The hidden pain in the eyes clearly indicates that trust in the heart has been shattered. People are sharp, they can catch every lie. But when it comes to love, they blindly accept even lies as truth. Ask time, does pain truly heal, or does it grow with time? To those who leave you alone, it's important to show them that you are enough for yourself and can live your life fully without anyone. Mental anguish is much deeper and more painful than physical suffering. Therefore, always try to keep your mind calm and happy, because this mental struggle tires the body too. When love is wrong, it's more dangerous than poison. A little silence can take away both the heart and life of the one who tastes it. To stand on your own in this world, learn to be a little selfish, because betrayal happens quickly here. Those who try to bring you down are often the closest in your relationships. Understand the difference. You are expensive and we are valuable. Relationships are strong when both sides fear losing each other. Every person we meet in life teaches us something, and sometimes it's through mistakes that we find the right path. You are deeply missed, but meeting you now won't lead to anything. You will find it comforting to know that running the wrong direction is never as effective as walking calmly in the right direction. If someone offers you something for free, don't feel tempted to accept it, because hearts will become even cheaper. Words might have bitterness, but the heart always remains pure. It doesn't matter to me, because I've kept track of everyone's actions. In this world, no one will stand by you. Here, you have to fight and handle everything yourself. The more you fear, the more people will scare you. But if you gather the courage to move forward, even the biggest people in the world will bow down before you. Two things are extremely important to achieve success. One is what holds you back, and the other is what inspires you to move forward. To live happily, first forget those who have forgotten you. The more true love you give to someone, the more pain you will feel. The fewer expectations you have, the happier you will be. If someone's self-respect is repeatedly attacked, no matter how sweet the relationship is, one day it will break. Great people are recognized by their truth. Goodness may be written on walls, but true strength lies within a person's heart. To appear calm on the outside, there's a lot of struggle within. I had no intention of leaving you, but now, how could I stay when you were never truly mine? Anger arises when we are Festivus, but when we disappear, we can never be found. First, focus on yourself. Then, if time permits, share wisdom with others. Today you saw, when we recognize the selfishness and meaninglessness in our relationships and let them go, our hearts become lighter and life becomes easier. These are the pains we often hide from ourselves, but when we walk in the right direction, each step opens a new path for us. Remember, true relationships are selfless, and those who leave were never really yours. So, throw away those relationships where there is only selfishness and where, at a time of need, you aren't needed. Your heart is the one that stays true to the path of honesty, and such a heart never loses. Thank you for staying till the end of this video. Now, you have the strength necessary to face any challenge. Embrace this mindset, look at relationships from a true perspective, and start a better life for yourself. If you learned something from this video, like and share it so that others can feel it too. The truth of life is this. The day we understand our true identity, that day, all our problems begin to resolve.